Supplies, guys, you just need a pair of scissors or some cutters to cut your stretch magic. I'm using the 0.5mm stretch magic in the black today. And then we just need either a threading needle, or you can make your own needle by grabbing a piece of regular beading wire, bending it in half, and we have our own little makeshift needle. And that's what I'm using today. And that's it. We don't need anything else. I went ahead and cut 2 pieces of my stretch magic already, and I pre-stretched it. So if you're a beginner and you haven't seen any of my stretch bracelet tutorial or how-to videos, remember we always have to go down the full length of it twice of what we cut, and we have to pre-stretch it. Pre-stretching is the most important rule in putting these bracelets together. So don't forget to pre-stretch your stretch magic. And I've done that to both pieces already, so make sure that you pre-stretch, okay? And then, of course, as usual, I double mine. So if you need a measurement to cut, what you can do is go around your wrist with the stretch magic 2.5 times and then cut it. And then you'll be able to double it. So go around the wrist 2.5 times, go ahead and cut it, pre-stretch it, and we have a beautiful, perfect, long enough length of stretch here to work with, so we don't short ourselves, and we'll have plenty of room to tie off our knot. So we just are going to leave the tail here. Now, if you want to add a bead stopper, you can certainly do that. I'm going to try to not do it today. We'll see. I have to lean over the table and grab it in a minute, but we'll see. I'll try to work without it. And then you just take the loop end of your stretch and then just go ahead and put your needle right through, feed it right through to where that lands right there. And that's really all that is. Very simple. And as usual, guys, again, if you're new, I'll explain it. You always want to start or finish your first or your last bead on your bracelet. You want to try to find the largest whole bead that you have. That helps. It's not mandatory, but it does help for your knot, once we make our knot, to go ahead and disappear. Okay? So in this particular case, my largest whole bead, these are all a pretty good size that I think it will disappear. The knot will end up disappearing. But I'm going to start in my center today, to tell you the truth. And the reason for that is because it's such a large hole. This lampwork glass bead is so gorgeous. And even though I'm putting the bead caps on it, I am relatively certain that my knot will disappear. So that's where I'm going to start today. I'm going to start in the center of my bracelet. And I have the same pattern going on both sides. And you just go ahead and feed on your desired pattern. And as you feed them on the needle, they'll just go ahead and drop right down. And if they don't drop down, you can always push them down. Guys, I guess I have my last 2 beads here. And I hope I just did that correctly. I'm going to double check my pattern since I built that frontwards and then backwards. So when I go around, yeah, okay, very, very good. Okay, and so that is what we have. Now we will remove our needle. Super simple, Simon, guys. And let's hold our loop part of our stretch magic between our fingers. We're going to grab our tail, and then we are going to separate the tails holding them, and we're going to let one tail go in through the loop, and then let the loop drop and pull our tails, whoops, pull our tails back together. Now you flip it to where the loop part is facing you. And then all you're going to do is just push your beads up until the 2 meet. And so then we don't have any gaps. Just like that. So you see what I did? How you can see my loop here on the end of this gold bead, and there's my tail, and I've pulled them all together enough now to where they meet. Now before we make our knots, and so I just made a regular knot to start, and we'll just pull it a little bit. Now we're gonna grab that bracelet and we are gonna go underneath and crisscross our tails. It's a simple crisscross, okay? Now we come back up to the top and let's start, we'll now do our 5-knot triple roll. So we'll make our triple knot. So I made 1 knot there, and then, or I made a regular knot. Now I take the tail on the other side, push it to the back, and now I'll pull it up as you can see. Right there you have a triple knot, okay? And then we will just be really careful that we're going in the correct slot between the 2 beads there, and then we'll go ahead and pull that snug. We're gonna just repeat this 3 more times. So we crisscross underneath, bring it to the top, make a regular knot, and then grab one side, push it through the back, pull the tail, and then we go ahead and pull it together, nice and snug. And I almost forgot my own roll. We'll do that 2 more times. We'll crisscross underneath our tails. Okay, and we'll pull it to the top, make a regular knot, and then we can pull it through twice on one side or either side. It doesn't matter, so long as you're making a triple knot. It's really just what you're comfortable with, my friends. And as you perfect your stretch bracelet making skills, you will see what I mean. You will figure out what works for you. And so long as you're tying your knots correctly and tightly and pre-stretching, and you're using all the normal techniques we use in making stretch bracelets, you should be good to go. So you can always modify as you go how you're tying your knots. And that's it. And so we have a nice significant knot there, my friends, as you can see, right? I know you guys can see that knot, right? Nice big knot, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to show you in a second how it's going to disappear. We're going to go ahead and cut that off, and we cut it pretty close, guys. But do not go and cut your knot. So give it, you know, a smidge, like you just saw me there. So you see I have a smidge of tail left there. That's about how close you want to go ahead and do it. Not much closer than that. And now what's going to happen is one of 2 things. Either naturally, as I wear the bracelet, it will move around and that knot will slide into that bead and disappear. Or if I want to just force it in there, I can do that too. So I can just, I would take this side and pull it, and look what just happened. That knot went right inside that bead, and it probably is never going to come back out. So it's nice and well hidden. And there you go. So that's bracelet 1, and that's just gorgeous, by the way. It's really beautiful. It really is, you guys. These leopard colors and all this animal print type of stuff, I love it. I love it. And I don't have anything up for sale in this design right now, so I'm excited to put these up because I've sold out of all of them and I hadn't had a chance to remake any, so that's what we're doing now. Been getting a lot of I haven't been making as much as I've been selling lately, obviously in the holiday season, so time for me to get to designing here and get my stock. Get back to my stock. Okay, my lovely friends, we have our other piece. We already price stretched it. We put our needle on that top there, right? Okay, and that's all that it's about. Now, in this case, I have some dangles. So before we go ahead and start, I do, and I'm sorry, I have to reach. I swear I've been doing too much of this lately. I'm so sorry, you guys. I need to make sure that my loops are perfectly closed because I've already made them and I made it twice, and therefore there is no way for me to open it up to feed it on like I've showed you how we can do charms before, right, on bracelets. So I have to feed this on as we're stringing. So I'm going to have to make sure I set this where it needs to be. So I'm just double checking that my little dangles are nice and closed, my loops, and the sharp edge where I finished my double loop there is not sticking out, so it doesn't hurt anybody or rub on my wire. It's just right where it needs to be. Okay, so now I've got my dangles nice and tight, so I know those loops are good. So now what I need to do is I need to kind of eyeball and see where my middle is. And I think it's kind of going to be around right there. So let's put these here, and then I will just start at one end and we'll continue in a straight line this time. And then we will remember to put our dangles on when we feel like we're getting right around the center. Now, in this particular design, I'm not too terribly worried about what's the exact center. And the reason for that is because, as you can see, it's pretty much the exact same all the way down, except for at the end, I have 3 druck beads. So I am going to put on both of my dangles. And again, with the head pin, guys, you know, when you're making just a regular standard loop, you do have to be really mindful that you're closing your loops up well, because this is thin. Even though we doubled it, it's only 0.5 millimeter stretch magic. That is why I made a double loop on my head pin. So I know these will not fall off. So another little tip there, when you're doing dangles and stuff, and using head pins to, or jump rings, to be frank about it, both in both of those cases, the dangles, make sure you are really closing and securing your loops on your head pins and your dangles or your jump rings very securely so they do not fall off, especially when you're using small 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 millimeter, anything like that in terms of the nylon stretch, any brand really. I love when things work out. Okay, my lovely friends, let's go ahead and do our knot. So we're just going to give it one little regular knot to start it out. And we'll, if I can keep a hold to it. And by the way, do you see what I mean about doubling? How we got plenty of room working with our tie here, and that's what you want. You don't want to struggle with that. So just this tiny little tug on that first knot. Regular knot, let's pull the tails, crisscross them underneath, pull them back to the top, and now we'll start our triple knots, and we'll do that 4 times. And each time we do a knot, we pull it pretty good. Each time we pull it a little bit snugger. That's how I do it, and you know what? I have never had a single complaint. And also, I don't have a single, in years now, a single one of my stretch bracelets that has ever fallen apart that I've made. So I'm happy to share this technique with you because I'm so like confident that if you put these together the way I'm doing it and follow these instructions on the pre-stretching and everything else, I am telling you, these bracelets, they are not coming apart. And so you're making a nice, good quality product that you can stand behind. And what's worse? Oh my goodness gracious. What is worse than, you know, you're on vacation or at the beach or whatever, you know, work, wherever you are really, and you're wearing your bracelet and it just flings and the beads go everywhere. My goodness. Nothing worse than that. And so I think that was 5. And let's just get our cutters or our scissors and go ahead and cut that off. We'll leave a little room there. That's perfect. And then we can go ahead and push that knot right there. Well, now he went to the other side, but we'll go ahead and push him in that bead. All right. And now we'll put that on, and it's perfect now, guys. Let me take off my watch and show you. So look at how perfect that is now. Super, super cute. And it fits perfectly. And now you see how there's no gap. There's no gap. There's no stretch showing through. So by adding those few like we did, that worked out perfect. And the set is just gorgeous. Look at that, you guys. I mean, I love it. It's really, really pretty. That is really beautiful. I really, really like that. I really do. I really like this. So anyway, you guys, there you go. So there is another set of Stretch Magic bracelets that can stack and mix and match to have fun with. And until next time, friends, be blessed.